Welcome everybody. So it's the Tuesday 20 health or the Tuesday health huddle. We do this every Tuesday. And if you're on today, you either anywhere on your journey, we have a really collective group here. You're either, you're one of the people that have been working on their health with us for a long time. You may be someone new that's in our health challenge. And if you are, we want to welcome you. You may be someone that's a health coach and been with us for years and paying it forward to other people. Either way, we have a very eclectic group here. We want to welcome you. And what's really awesome about this is that we're all just moving our health forward together. And today we have a topic that we're going to cover. And today's topic is going to be healthy motion and healthy activity. Healthy motion is something that's so important to our health. So many people that think exercise is something that they can't do or is not for them. And exercise is probably one of the most broad topics that we can hit on. I'm actually not going to be spending the time talking about it tonight. I'm going to turn it over to one of my amazing friends, Candy Mitzel. I gotta mute someone else real quick. There we go. And she's gonna cover an awesome topic tonight. But before I get into that, I just want to say congratulations. We're kicking off week 2. I have loved the energy from everyone in here, just the consistency, the purpose, and we went over that this week. That was kind of the theme of this week. Is the number one thing you can do for your health and really anything in your life is just the practice of being consistent. I kind of shared some stats with you guys about how the stats on people and New Year's resolution, that's probably pretty astounding to you. The thing that's most important that someone sets out their number one thing to accomplish all year long, most people don't spend more than 7 days actually working on accomplishing it. So if you're with us past the first week, congratulations. And a lot of you guys, I saw everyone encouraging people, it wasn't perfection, but you're here, you're consistent, and we're moving forward. And each week we'll move an area of our health forward that matters to us. And like I said, tonight, we're going to cover healthy motion. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Candy Mitzel. She's a great friend of mine. She's also a health fanatic. She loves people. Her and her husband have over 40 years of experience in the fitness industry, personal training, owning a gym, fitness competitions, nutrition planning, and health coaching now as a major fit. So I'm actually going to turn it over to her, and she's going to cover a lot of the topics that, just that we can glean on the notion of healthy exercise. So Candy, are you there? Candy, are you there? I'm excited to hear from Candy too, says someone in the chat. I'm excited to hear from her when I'll look for you. I don't know if she can unmute herself. Where are you at, Candy?
Okay, can you hear me?
There you are. Okay, I can hear you now.
I'm so sorry. My computer decided it wanted to freeze.
It does that sometimes.
Okay, can you all still hear me?
We can hear you. Yep, loud and clear.
Okay, well, I'm completely frozen on my end, so I do have some screen shares I would like, but we'll see if I can do that. So hi, everyone. Welcome to this week, Healthy Huddle, and I'm excited to be here, Brad. Thank you so much for inviting me on. And as he said, yes, my husband and I have combined 40 years in the fitness industry. That would make me almost 60 if it was by myself, or no, even more than that, but we won't go there. Anyway, so I'm really excited to just share on this topic of healthy motion, healthy exercise, and how we can fit it into our everyday lifestyle with not necessarily meaning that it's a full, intense 60-minute workout every single day.
Are you there? Hey, Candy, are you there? Can you hear me?
She got muted again, Brad.
Oh, weird. I got her. Can you talk now, Candy? She looks really puzzled, whatever's going on. Well, I'll jump in. And maybe what we'll do, because so many people were going to catch the recording anyways, is have Candy record what she was going to share, and we'll post it in the page. We'll re-record this tonight, which this is actually great. It gives us a little bit more time to share, what's working with us in our health. And I'll just give kind of a sneak preview of what Candy was going to talk about. Literally, I couldn't do it justice if I tried to share the entire thing. So basically what she was going to hit on today is, Candy and Casey came to us, into this community through some friends in the fitness industry. They have been fitness competitors. They train people. And actually, to kind of give it away, Casey and Candy started a fitness studio because most people won't follow eating plans. So they basically figured if people won't follow eating plans, they're just going to exercise everyone as much as possible and make it fun. And hopefully that'll offset what most people are doing. I mean, that's what most people try to do. They try to out-exercise their fork. And it's really kind of a rat race kind of a deal, because mostly what you do when it comes to health, exercise is probably most 20% of the equation. So many people, when they start to think about getting healthy, they think right to the gym. And what happens actually, there's kind of a weird phenomenon that happens with that, is most of the time, actually I'll summarize it like this. Most people like Fitbits. I think they're great. I think they're awesome. Did you know the average activity level goes up when you are using a Fitbit? It goes up by generally about 15%. The average calorie intake goes up about 20%. Because when you're eating or when you're exercising like that, most times our body wants to eat more and we don't know how to balance that out. Who's ever been that way? Oh, I just totally earned that sundae or that pizza or whatever it is that I think that I earned. It's just a mind game that we play. So really what it really comes down to is our results are made from basically what we eat and how we eat. And that's actually how Candy and Casey have come to help people, is they have utilized our program in their nutrition. Many of you guys here are on a 5-in-1 plan or a 3-in-3 or a 4-in-2 plan, and you're focusing on the your eating plan on helping you move forward in your health, and as well as many other areas. That's why we're doing this holiday health challenge, so that we can be mindful of all the areas that we want to move forward in our life. And one thing that's commonly not really understood is how to work out. You guys notice that, this is really cool, because this group right here is getting healthy during this time of year where most people are adding their 15 pounds or so to themselves. And what happens is just about the New Year time, the gym gets really, really crowded. And then it's about crowded for about a month, and then it's empty from then on out. And that's because most people don't set up their workouts and their activity levels to be sustainable. So that's kind of what we wanted to cover tonight. And I'll get a solid recording from Candy, so I apologize for the technical difficulties. And actually, I'll own it as myself. I actually am the technical difficulties jinx, and I most likely is the one that probably played the curse on Candy tonight, so I apologize. It's a family curse. Don't worry about it. It's not transferred. So what I'm going to basically go over tonight is just encouraging you to exercise. I loved seeing the goals there today about all the different ways that people are getting healthy and getting motion in. And these are the things that I would encourage you to think about. Is one, exercise doesn't need to look any particular way. I always seem to find that a good combination of what you enjoy doing, something that's sustainable long-term. Can you see yourself doing it a few times a week and for, long-term, not something that is like a detriment to your schedule, and if you really tried hard, maybe you could continue more than 3 weeks? Is it something that also is going to land you on your goal? Because you kind of want to make sure that your exercise routine matches – we'll get the meters there, matches your goals. Like, for instance, if you want to work on building your bicep muscles or working on your ab area, going for a 20-mile run is probably not going to get you that, because that has nothing to do with one or the other. So just making sure that your goals line up with what you want to achieve. And, again, I'm not going to do it justice. We'll get a recording of it. But really, if you just find an activity that gets you moving 3 times a week that fits your goals, a good solid exercise routine can happen in about 25 to 30 minutes. So you don't have to break the time bank to fit in exercise. And what's cool is you can actually do exercise anywhere. You can do it at home. You can do it at the gym. You can do yoga. You can do running. You can do dancing, whatever it is that matches your goal and gets you moving. And if you set up your schedule for doing exercise and fit it in about 3 times a week, that's really all you need to really get a healthy motion going in. The rest of the time, what you could be doing is working in what we call NEAT points, non-exercise activity thermogenics, which basically means like taking the stairs, parking further away so you're being more mindful to do other things. If you work at a desk, getting up and taking the long route and walking on your lunch, doing extra things that don't really add a lot of extra to your day, but gets extra motion going in there. So that's what we're going to encourage you guys to do this week. And I thought what would be kind of cool is I had a few people from the post today that I thought were just really great. I could have called on so many people, but we're just going to share a little bit about what they're doing for exercise and just how that kind of fits with their goal and how they're making it work during this holiday season. But the other thing that I wanted to encourage you guys on is one thing that's really important is when you're eating on one of the plans that you're on, be careful to work and exercise in the right amount, because if you start to over exercise, your body should be balanced at all time. Like you want to have balanced sleep, you want to have a balanced eating routine, balanced hydration, balanced stress. Because if you go do crazy workouts, what you're going to do is you're going to throw your bodies up and down. So really just looking at it from a sustainable point and making sure that you don't have to go to the gym for an hour and a half and kill yourself if you don't want to be doing that. And for those that are on the 5-in-1 plan, many of you guys think that exercise might be not something you can do. It's just one thing that happens. You don't have to exercise to lose weight, but healthy activity is a huge part of a healthy motion, or of a healthy lifestyle. So we would encourage you guys to start on that format, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, slowly easing yourself in something just like every habit of health you can practice and build on and move forward. Because what's going to happen at that point is you actually are going to start to see your body transforming, because you're actually working on stuff like lean muscle mass and defining areas. You want to be a little bit more diligent to watch your measurements, because what happens is when you start exercising, you actually start to put on a little bit of lean muscle mass. So the scale might not exactly reflect what it is you're losing, but all the scale really shows you is how much you weigh. If you drink a gallon of water and hop on the scale is going to show you way more. So really looking at all of how your clothes fit, measurements, areas that are being different is a really big thing when you start to work and exercise with your eating routine, and just making sure that you're tracking the progress along the way. So with that being said, I didn't even do this justice tonight, but hopefully these tips were really fun for you. And I'll have Candy do the recording. I thought I would turn it over to a few people that I just really enjoyed what it is that they were doing in their healthy routine. And one of the people I saw was Cindy Wood. Cindy, would you come on and share a little bit about your background in fitness and what you're doing during this season and why you're focusing on those things for your healthy routine?
Sure. So wait, what was the first thing you said?
Just what you're doing I saw what you posted in there. Shane encouraged us to talk about what our healthy motion would be. What are you doing for this season and focusing on?
All right. Well, one thing with my background, because I was in health and fitness for over 20 years, and one thing for me is that I was always expected to just do it, and it should have just been an automatic thing for me. But when you got out of the habit, it doesn't matter who you are or what your background is, you get out of the habit and you have to build it back up again. You have to recreate that habit. And so for me, what I found that I was doing was I was overwhelming myself, making myself feel like I had to do these big chunks of exercise, and they had to be intense, and they had to be, lengthy, intense. They had to be at a certain level. And I was overwhelming myself. And so I was shutting down and just not doing anything. And I talked to my health coach, which is really helpful. And I found that the one thing that Candy reminded me of was, you know what? Well, I talked about how I'd stopped meditating, and I just kept shoving it aside. And that was the one thing that was the healthy mind part for me that helped me focus on me, that was most important. And then giving myself grace, just giving myself a break and accepting that I don't have to do it all, but start with the bare bones, start with the bottom and build myself up. And that helped me so much. And so I realized, you know what? I'm going back to square one. I'm writing up like I'm at the beginning. I wrote up where I am, what my goal was, what I wanted to achieve during this. And my number one thing that I needed to start with, and I wanted to start with, and I wanted to feel like I really followed through with it, was my healthy mind. And so that was my first place, was meditating daily, giving my brain a break, helping me just reshuffle my brain. And then I was able to, I had enough headspace so that I could actually focus on what was going to move me forward physically. And so then I made sure I started getting my yoga in and other chunks of exercise in half-hour increments, as opposed to thinking I had to go for an hour and a half and do, everything. So that has helped me immensely.
I love it, Cindy. I love that, because exercise is something that sometimes we feel like we force upon ourselves and we have to do it. And if we have to do it, we're going to fight it. And I love that you just asked yourself, what are the goals? Give myself a reset and make sure. I loved all the things you picked out for how you're going to move in your healthy activity. That's a brilliant example. I love the way you planned it out and the way it fits your goals. Perfect. Well done. Want to wrap up, and we had a little technical difficulties tonight, so hopefully we won't run too long. I want to just give a couple more examples of that. And I thought there was a pretty fun one I want to show. I said do something fun that would match your goals. And actually I thought, let me see here. I thought Jessica Johns has a pretty fun one that she does, and I thought she could share with everybody. Jessica, what are you doing to stay healthy in the activity realm this holiday season?
Hey, Brad, can you hear me?
I can.
So my new total joy and obsession is Taekwondo. And I am just loving it. And it's it's new, it's different. It's such a good focus on healthy activity and not in killing yourself with cardio or, doing, any of those, huge lifting or anything like that. It doesn't have those intimidating things like I think some exercise classes might, but it's just such a great community, which I think is really important in kind of finding your thing and finding an exercise that you love, running groups, great community, some of those other classes, great community. And this has been an amazing community to become part of. Plus, you're getting a pretty great workout and focusing on, focus and, building your body in a healthy way, learning self-defense, a lot of great things that come along with it. So it's been awesome. And my boys do it too. So, they think it's pretty awesome that mom does Taekwondo with them.
I think it's pretty awesome too. And I just wanted to highlight you. I saw that was what you were doing, and you found something that was fun, something that was community based, something that was getting you moving and maybe outside the normal realm a little bit. And you can see the smile on your face. You're enjoying it. So great job, Jess.
Thanks.
All right. I'm going to do one more person. Shane, the person that had the awesome video this morning encouraging us on exercise. Shane, what are you focusing on for your healthy motion during this season?
Thanks, Brad. You guys have all touched on a lot of great things. And one of the things is our exercise or what we focus on, I think, depends on our goals. And I love how you touched on that. I've, in the past, tried to put on muscle. So that's been a heavy resistance. I've wanted to do some races. So I've done cardio, more exercise that way. Right now, I'm focusing on leaning out. I'm actually on our Optimal Weight 5-in-1 program. So I'm exercising 4 days a week. I'm trying to get 1 day in where I'm biking. And then the other 3 days, I'm either doing resistance, weight training, or a yoga class, or something. Trying to keep, 4 days a week, 45 minutes per workout. And I'm not like going crazy. I'm just getting healthy motion in, healthy exercise. I'm feeling really good. Also making sure to stretch as well. So I think it really depends on what your goals are out there. So I'm just having fun. And earlier this week, I wasn't able to get to the gym. So I just did some squats, sit-ups, push-ups. What else did I do? Did some calf raises on the stairs. So doing it at home, I wasn't going to make the excuse of that I couldn't get to the gym. I just did 25, 30 minutes here at the home.
Jane, I love it. And that's why I wanted to use you as an example and a few of the people that shared tonight, because obviously you saw that no one here was really the same as what they were doing. So I love that you hit on exercising for the goal, because if you start to copy paste, no one's going to be able to do exactly what everyone else is doing, nor do they want to. So what I want to remind you guys tonight on this topic, and look back for the recording, what Candy's going to record for us will be really powerful. Maybe we'll add some other ideas in there as well, is you can't out-exercise the fork. And really 80% of the equation is how you eat and how you fuel your body. Exercising is not something that you have to do, basically to round out your health, but it is part of a healthy lifestyle. So the question for you guys this week is, what do you want to start doing to increase that in your life? And what's fun for you? And how does it match your goal? And last of all, is how are you going to make it sustainable? That's the most important thing. So this week, wherever you're at, I saw some people in the chat here. I'm sorry, I was trying to run the recording, so I couldn't read all of them. A few people were like, I can't start. I can't do that, or I have this. And I think one person said they had a young baby. It doesn't matter where you start. Start small. If you can just work in 5 minutes of some kind of activity that's fun to you, if you can take the stairs, if you can go on a walk, it doesn't matter. Start small and build on it and start looking at it. So this week, what I would encourage you is find out what you'd like to do to work into your routine, how it's going to match your goals, and keeping it on point with your eating and all other areas of your health. So thank you everyone who shared tonight. Great topic. We'll have an awesome recording for you. And most importantly, guys, congrats on tuning in. The other reason why we do this call is because you are like the 5 people you surround yourself most. So we come together every Tuesday so we can collect ideas from each other, be lifted up, and focus on where we're moving forward together. So it's powerful, and I just want to thank everyone who shared, and we'll see the recording. So thank you all. Have a great Tuesday. We're going to be actually moving into a training on how we help people move forward. So you might see a few people coming in here. Everyone else, have a great evening. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night, everybody.